WWE 2K23 in stores now. I'm your host, Kazeem Famuyide. Thank you so much for joining me once again. And joining me today, I have the honor and the pleasure. Joining me, he is the winner of the SmackDown World Cup. He is the former NXT North American Champion. He is the former WWE United States Champion. He is the former WWE Intercontinental Champion. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Ricochet. What's going on, partner?
Not much. That was a pretty good introduction. That was great.
I try. I think we've done this a couple of times by now, man. So it's always good to catch up with you and all that.
Hearing that just makes me like daydream of adding more to it.
Outside of just being one of the most, I guess, gifable wrestlers of all time. Like, is that a word?
Oh, yeah.
You have so many accomplishments, man. But obviously, WWE 2K23 in stores right now. When you're in the game, as a person that's an actual character, what's the first thing you hope that they get right about you?
Man, my ranking, they need to up that ranking, bro. 82, bro. Come on, man. Bump me up to 85 at least, bro.
WWE, and here's an example why. Oh, and a kick onto a drop kick.
For the most part, they get everything correct. I mean, obviously, you just want to like look cool in the game, obviously. And I hope I look as cool as possible. You know what I mean? It's being a video game character.
Like, obviously, we play a whole bunch of video games everywhere, especially in the 2K world. Ratings are so important. So, obviously, you kind of said it already, but between you and the guys that you work with, you wrestle with, how much do you guys kind of get on each other about your ratings in the video game? What are those conversations like?
Actually, funny enough, not very often, but I mean, I can't talk because most of the guys are more than me anyways, but I just feel like every time a child or anybody talks to me about the video game, they always say, oh, we pick you, you're my favorite character to play as, blah, blah. So, you know, I think that goes into something. Put me up to 85 already.
No way! Ricochet with a shooting star!
In many ways, you kind of are a human video game, right? Like, the things you do, people in normal everyday life cannot really do, you know what I'm saying? So are there things that video game Ricochet can pull off that you wish real life Ricochet can do, or vice versa?
When you step to that curtain, anything is possible for me. Anything, it's so funny. Like, I'm always thinking, I'm always like, you know, I feel like I'm Doctor Strange. You know what I mean? When he's like going through the million things, and he's
Just a different feeling in the air when WWE's resident superhero makes his entrance.
I mean, obviously in the video game, I actually did the mocap for a lot of the stuff. I went maybe 2000 and I want to say 16 maybe. For a lot of those things, it is actually me doing like springboard Phoenix Splash or springboard shooting star or something like that. Like, so that's pretty cool. That's something that's like pretty dope for me to know.
I know, you know, you're a big gamer. I'm a big gamer. And it's got to be a trip still seeing yourself in video games after all these years. You've been in a couple now, so maybe the excitement kind of like dwindles a little bit, but does it still like psych you up every year to kind of say, okay, what are they going to improve about me? What's the most fun part about seeing yourself in a video game every single year?
When I first started, that was like one of my I had like a couple of goals. One goal was like to be flown somewhere. One goal was to like whatever, but one of them was to be like in a video game. One was to have an action figure as well, so that's cool. But one was to like be in a video game. And so now seeing it every single time, you can ask all my friends, I say that I play 2K all the time because I was like, I'm in the video game, so why not just go play as myself? And not only that, but like playing as Ricochet is so fun. Like, there's so much you can do. It's so fun. I don't think it's, for me, ever gonna not be cool. Again, like you said, like we're gamers. We play games our whole lives. So just to be in one and be a part of one, especially here at the WWE, which also I've watched my whole life. So it's like, to have those two come together, it's amazing. It's awesome.
All right, you already kind of snitched on yourself a little bit. You say you play as yourself a lot when you play.
I'm literally the best character. I'm the best No, everyone has their favorite wrestler who they probably, but I'm the best character to play as for sure.
You can name some of the all-time greats, superstars who truly excelled in the sky, but none to the level that Ricochet had.
I mean, listen, I'm not even saying this just because you're here. I literally had this as my notes, but like high flyers in general, especially in wrestling video games. Yeah, like you've kind of taken the mantle. Yeah, it's so much fun. Like you don't need to necessarily worry about like, oh, this guy's too big. I'm not like, your imagination can kind of run wild, right?
Yeah,
especially with the high flyer. So being an actual high flyer and using high flyers in video games, in your opinion, like what makes the high flyer the most fun version of a professional wrestler to perform it in 2K?
I mean, I guess again, it's all preferences. It depends on what you want to do. Like, so for the most part, I feel like you said, like, there's so much your imagination can do. There's so much you can do. Like, whether someone's on the outside, there's so many different dives you can do. Whether it's over the rope or whether it's out of the corner or whether it's you're on the apron and you do a spring. There's so much you can do. It's just for me, again, it's all preference. And for my preference, like that is the most fun. But also, again, if I'm like not picking me, I'm probably gonna pick like Bobby Lashley and just go like destroy people.
Bobby Lashley!
If I'm not picking Ricochet or like Rey Mysterio or like, someone like that, I'm probably gonna pick Bobby Lashley.
The power, the strength, the dominator.
Because I mean, why not? Like,
nice, man. It's pretty insane, right? Like, video games have come so far, and I'll see interviews with LeBron James and De'Aaron Fox where they literally say they'll play NBA 2K to like prepare for the season, and like it's gotten so realistic that they can actually see players' tendencies in the video game and do it in real life. Now you, as a sports entertainer, I mean, are there any times that like you're playing WWE 2K23, it's like, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna try that tonight.
Absolutely, especially back when we were playing like No Mercy back in the day. There's definitely is things that, or not that I want to try that, but there's something that I'll do and be like, oh, I haven't done that in a long time. Oh, maybe you know what I mean? So it's not necessarily something new. I want to try that, but it's something. Oh, that I haven't did that in a little bit. That looks cool. I want to try that again. But like you said, they just come so. The video games have come so far. They're so. It's like realistic, but it still has like the fantasy, I don't know, feeling to it. So it's great.
It's a simulator, but at the same time, your imagination can kind of run wild still and like create some new things. So it's incredible. When you fire up the 2K, what's your favorite match type to jump into, or game mode?
Honestly, I like to go straight one-on-one, normal one-on-one match, because again, I try to, for one, I'm still trying to learn all the mechanics, because there is so much that you're capable of doing. There is so much that you're capable of doing. So I want to like learn that, but on top of it, like I like staying within the confines of the ring and just learning how to jump. And like, again, when I pick Ricochet or Ray, I want to learn all the cool things that they're capable of doing, because the characters are, again, just as far as your imagination goes, what the character is capable of.
Are there any legends? Are there any superstars of the past that you'd love to match up yourself with against in 2K23?
It's so funny. A lot of times if I pick myself, I'll pick like Bret Hart, or I'll pick like Shawn Michaels or Mr. Perfect, like those guys to like go against, just because those were my favorite guys watching, you know what I mean, coming up. Or like I'll pick like a Macho Man or Owen Hart or someone like that, just again, matchups that you never would have got, but are also my favorite wrestlers. So
before we get out of here, I'm gonna give you the opportunity to give the elevator pitch, right? Like, there's hundreds of characters in WWE 2K23. There's gonna be so many fans that pick up the game and have a hard time scrolling through and picking one. Give me the elevator pitch. Why should I always pick Ricochet when I'm about to play 2K23?
If you enjoy adrenaline, if you enjoy electricity, if you enjoy fast-paced, hard-hitting, high-octane action, I think there's only one character to really choose from, and that is Ricochet, because Ricochet is capable of basically anything that you can think of. Off the top rope, out of the ring, into the ring, on the ground, backstage brawl.
Oh my Lord, through the table.
Ladder match.
He said I could do it all, man. I could do it all. Ricochet, longtime friend, one of the most incredible professional wrestlers on the planet, former Intercontinental Champion, former United States Champion, former NXT North American Champion, currently tag teaming as the Bald and Beard duo with Braun Strowman.
Yeah, soon to be tag team champions as soon as we get the opportunity.
That's right. That's right. You know what time it is. Ricochet, thank you so much for joining me on the Even Stronger podcast at 2K Sports and 2K Games. Appreciate you always, and see you out there, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys so much, man. It's been a blast. Thank you so much.